Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. Today we cover a gruesome cartel case suggested by one of my subscribers. Although the video is extremely graphic, the backstory behind it is up in the air, though after some research I strongly believe that this heinous act of violence was committed by Los Tlacos. During their early years, details and information surrounding Los Tlacos were murky to say the least. However, as the years have passed, more information surrounding the organisation has been revealed. The cartel was formed in 2017 in the state of Guerrero, and more precisely in the municipality of General Heliodoro Castillo. During their early years, the Tlacos seemed to operate under the radar and almost with impunity. They were never mentioned in governmental or police press releases, and rarely covered by narco-journalists. However, that all changed in late September of 2021. A grisly video was released online, depicting the interrogation of 20 suspected Guerreros Unidos members. All 20 of the suspected cartel members were killed, and the video showed the graphic execution of 2 of those cartel members. The video soon made the rounds on social media, and it was revealed that the group behind it was Los Tlacos. The video serves as an example of the sheer brutality currently going on in the state of Guerrero, which has become a bloody battleground as numerous cartels seek to control the area. 2 of those warring cartels are Los Tlacos and Guerreros Unidos. The video not only served as an example of the brutality in Guerrero, but it also proved to be an effective propaganda piece by Los Tlacos, because beforehand they were relatively unknown, but as soon as the video was released, people started to talk. Los Tlacos had made their statement of intent. Although the organisation has not released much media, what they have released follows a certain pattern. Their modus operandi of propaganda is clear. Like many other drug cartels, they use the hearts and minds strategy, promising to leave innocent members of the public alone and vowing to wipe out rival drug cartels in the area in the name of the people. While this is a strategy that many drug cartels use, it was a key component for the growth of Los Tlacos. This can be traced back to their inception in 2017. They started as autodefensors, essentially a group of local vigilantes who were trying to force out drug traffickers from the municipality of General Heliodoro Castillo. The group is led by Onesimo Marquina Chapa, also known as El Necho. And interestingly, the group's spokesman goes by the name of Humberto Moreno Catalan, who is the cousin of Mario Moreno Arcos, who is a politician in the state of Guerrero. During the group's infancy, they went to battle with Cartel del Sur, a group composed of the remnants of the Beltran Leyva organisation, which in turn caused a spike in violence in the state of Guerrero. As time progressed, like many other groups that started as autodefensors, Los Tlacos couldn't help but put their hand in the cookie jar. The potential profits of organised crime was far too appealing to turn down. Under the guise of being a local defence group, they became heavily involved in extorting local businesses for protection money, as well as becoming involved in other criminal activities such as drug trafficking, arms trafficking, and even setting up local prostitution rings. The Tlacos were making strides in the state of Guerrero, which the Guerreros Unidos cartel didn't take too kindly to. The 2 criminal organisations are currently engaged in a bloody turf war. One of the key battlegrounds is the municipality of Zumpango del Rio, due to the opium plantations in the area. Another area of interest for the battling cartels is the Los Filos El Bermejal gold mine. As of right now, the war seems to have no end in sight. In fact, it's said that the conflict between these 2 cartels has resulted in the displacement of 300 local people, as well as the extortion and murder of countless others, causing a mini humanitarian crisis in the region. Since its inception, the organisation has seen significant growth and influence in the state of Guerrero. This was demonstrated in December of 2021 when 2 members of Los Tlacos were captured by Guerrero police. However, they were soon rescued by their partners in crime when nearly 100 hitmen turned up demanding their release, which was granted. But nevertheless, let's talk about the video in question. It's believed that the video was released online towards the end of 2019. It's just over 3 minutes long and allegedly filmed in the Tierra Caliente area of Guerrero. The video was filmed during the middle of the day in a desert-type area. Surprisingly, for a cartel video, the quality is pretty clear. A captured man wearing a white vest is seen kneeling on the ground. He is surrounded by several heavily armed cartel members. The first 2 minutes or so of the video is the interrogation segment. The interrogator can be seen pulling the victim's hair and lifting his head as he's asking questions. Although the victim doesn't reveal what organisation he's working for, the interrogation reveals some interesting details. The victim is asked, "Why are you here?" and he replies, "For being a sicario and a halcon meaning a lookout." He is then asked who does he work for, to which he replies with 3 names, Colleen, Randy and Bam Bam. Now this is where I have to interject, because here is where the pieces start coming together. As most of you know, I previously made a video on the Los Tlacos killing the 20 Guerreros Unidos members, and in that video I included the full interrogation scene. And upon rewatching it, once the interrogator gets to the 5th victim, he says something along the lines of, "Here's that son of a bitch Randy." Another one of the victims in that video also says that he works for a man by the name of Colleen, so we can now see where the pieces come together. So I'm pretty certain when it relates to this video, the victim is of Guerreros Unidos and the perpetrators are Los Tlacos. But anyway, let's get back into the interrogation. The victim is asked, "Who orchestrated the bank robbery in Iguala?" He replied, "We did, Bam Bam and Randy." The victim is then asked, "Who supported you when you robbed the bank?" The victim replies, "Colleen and the municipal police, the state police and the military." The victim then asks, after the money was stolen, what did they do with it? And the victim replies, "We took it to Colleen." Later in the interrogation, the victim confirmed that he personally transported the money. He confirms that he took it to a town called Teloluapa. The victim is then asked, why are his people killing innocents in the town of Iguala? The victim insinuates that his organisation charged the locals protection money, and obviously those who don't pay are in a lot of trouble. He confirms that Randy and Bam Bam are in charge of collecting taxes. The interrogator then addresses the cameraman and says the following: "To all of the municipal and state and military who support Colleen, this is what is going to happen to all of you fuckers. To all of the halcones and sicarios, we told you not to fuck with us or innocent people, but you did, fuckers." This message also goes to El Nueve. At this point, the captive becomes agitated. He realizes the end is nigh. The interrogator has one more question for the captive. He asks, "What message do you have for your pals?" The victim responds, "Don't be fucking around with these people, you sons of bitches. Respect the innocent people and don't be killing them." While pointing at the victim, the interrogator makes one last statement. "This is what is going to happen to you. You start fucking around with us, start fucking around with innocent people, this is what is going to happen to you. Signing off, Comandante Ocenta." That marks the end of the interrogation, and the execution now ensues. The victim is then forced to the ground, and on first sight, it actually looks like the victim faints. However, upon closer inspection, it actually looks like the victim was dropped by a nerve pinch, though it is hard to tell. The victim is now on his back, and one of the cartel members takes a hunting knife and starts slicing the victim's throat. As this happens, the victim lets out a guttural and gurgling scream. a pool of blood starts to collect on the desert floor as the victim is being beheaded, and while he's still alive, another cartel member takes a machete and starts hacking at the victim's feet and legs. His ankles are hacked up and completely destroyed. He is then hit in the stomach with the machete, and once again the victim reacts to this despite nearly being beheaded by this point. Shortly after this, the knife-wielding cartel member completes the beheading and holds the head up to the camera. The remainder of the video shows the guy with the machete hacking up the victim's headless body. During this segment, the camera pans around and you see just how many cartel members are there. I'd estimate 25 to 30, all of which are heavily armed. And then the video ends. Although it wasn't explicitly stated in the video, my research leads me to believe that the victim was a member of Guerreros Unidos, and the cartel perpetrating this horrific act of violence were Los Tlacos. I may be wrong, but to me, that is the most plausible theory. Los Tlacos are certainly an organisation in which I'm going to keep my eye on, because in the last couple of years, they seem to have been purposely making more noise. We'll see how the situation in Guerrero develops. Ultimately, this is yet another example of the hyper-violence in the drug wars. The sad fact is, as many cartel videos as I've covered, there are so many more out there that I haven't yet touched. So yeah, another gruesome, horrible video that I wouldn't recommend you guys check out. So there we have it. That is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you can enjoy this sort of content, as always, thank you guys for the support, the ongoing support. It means a hell of a lot. I have also recently launched a Patreon for this channel, and it's going to be a place in which I will cover disturbing content, but it isn't just for that. We will also go over some light conspiratorial talk, and ultimately, I want it to be a place where I can be more personal, where we can talk about life, the universe, and everything in it. So if you want to check it out, a link will be in the pinned comment below. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. As always, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.